A boy once asked his grandfather, "Why do we have to suffer?" The old man smiled and pointed to a field outside. He said, "Do you see those seeds? If they stay safe inside the bag, they never grow. But when they are thrown into the cold, wet soil, when the rain beats them and the sun burns them, only then do they become wheat strong enough to feed a family." The boy was silent. The lesson was clear. Pain is not punishment. Pain is preparation. And the truth is simple. Every fear you face, every weakness you fight, every struggle you survive, is turning you into someone stronger than you were yesterday. The pain you feel today is building the strength you need tomorrow. Think about steel. In its raw form, it is fragile. But when it is placed in the fire, when it melts, when the hammer strikes it again and again, only then does it become strong enough to build bridges, towers, and engines. The same is true for people. Comfort never builds strength. It only keeps you soft, weak, and unprepared. When life burns you with pain, when it strikes you with failure, when it shakes you with fear, it is not destroying you. It is forging you. But here's the problem. Most people run away from the fire. They say, "This is unfair. This is too much. I want an easy life." And so they remain like raw metal, soft, fragile, and easily broken. Strong people are not born different. They are simply the ones who refuse to run away from pain. They step into the fire, survive the blows, and come out harder, sharper, and ready for the weight of real life. Your pain today may feel unbearable, but tomorrow, when you look back, you will see it as the very moment life was shaping you into someone stronger. Because without pain, there is no power. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without fear, there is no courage. There were two brothers who grew up in the same house. They both faced poverty, strict parents, and endless criticism at school. Life gave them pain every single day. The first brother hated it. He said, "Why is life so cruel to me? Why can't I have an easier path?" He spent years running from his pain, hiding in alcohol, blaming others, and waiting for luck to save him. The more he avoided his pain, the weaker he became. And in the end, he lived a small, bitter life, still angry at the world. The second brother chose differently. He said, "This pain is hard, but I will use it. I will let it teach me discipline. I will let it sharpen me. I will let it fuel me." He studied harder, worked longer, trained his body, and trained his mind. Every time life knocked him down, he stood up stronger. Years later, one brother was broken, the other was successful. One was trapped, the other was free. Not because life treated them differently, but because of what they decided to do with their pain. This is the truth. Pain will visit everyone. You can either let it chain you down, or let it push you upward. Look closely at life, and you will see a secret pattern. Every kind of growth carries a shadow called pain. When a child learns to walk, they fall again and again. The pain of falling teaches balance. When a student learns a new language, they make hundreds of mistakes. The pain of mistakes builds fluency. When an athlete trains, their muscles burn and ache. The pain of training builds strength. But here's the paradox. Most people want growth without pain. They say, "I want to be strong, but I don't want to struggle. I want success, but I don't want to fail. I want confidence, but I don't want to be afraid." It's impossible. Pain is the price of progress. It is the gate you must walk through to reach the other side. Those who avoid pain avoid their own future. They stay safe, they stay comfortable, but they also stay small. Those who accept pain embrace growth. They are not stronger because life is easier for them. They are stronger because they have learned to carry the weight that others drop. The pain you feel is not your enemy. It is your invitation to a greater version of yourself. Fear is another kind of pain. It burns inside your chest, makes your hands sweat, and whispers, "Stop. Don't do this. Stay safe." Most people obey. They think fear is a warning to turn back. So they never speak up. They never take risks. They never step into the unknown. But here's the secret. Fear does not mean stop. Fear means go forward. Because fear always appears in front of the things that can change your life. Your first speech, your first business idea, your first bold step into the unknown. Fear is the sign that you are standing at the doorway of growth. Think about it. A soldier who never faced fear will never be brave. A singer who never faced stage fright will never inspire crowds. A dreamer who never risked failure will never achieve greatness. The pain of fear is uncomfortable, yes, but once you step through it, that same fear transforms into strength. It becomes confidence. It becomes courage. It becomes proof that you are stronger than you thought. So the next time fear burns inside you, don't run away. Walk through it. Because behind fear, you will always find the strength you need tomorrow. Weakness is another kind of pain. It stings when you fail. It burns when you compare yourself to others. It whispers, "You are not enough." And most people believe that whisper. They hide their weakness. They pretend it's not there. They run from challenges because every challenge shows them how weak they are. But here is the twist. Weakness is not a curse. It is an invitation. Every champion you admire once stood where you are. Every strong man was once broken. Every confident speaker once trembled in silence. Every winner once cried in the dark, thinking, "I can't." Let me tell you a story. There was a boy who was terrified of speaking in public. Every time he tried, his voice cracked, his face turned red, and the class laughed at him. The pain was so deep that he wanted to hide forever. But one day, he made a decision. I will not let this weakness control me. So he practiced. At first, his voice still shook. Then, it became steady. Then, it became powerful. And years later, the same boy stood on a stage, speaking to thousands, his voice filling the air with confidence. His weakness had become his greatest weapon. This is the secret. Weakness is where strength is born. Your pain today is not proof that you are broken. It is proof that you are being built. The question is, will you run from it, or will you rise from it? Pain is not only a teacher. It is also fuel. Think about fire. It can burn you, yes, but if you control it, pain works the same way. If you use it, it gives you unstoppable energy. Look at the greatest athletes, inventors, and leaders. DUTH. No, they were hungry. They were desperate. They carried pain. One man was laughed at for his ideas, and that pain pushed him to invent something the world could no longer ignore. One woman was rejected again and again, and the pain they felt did not stop them. It fueled them. It burned in their chest like fire, whispering, "Keep going. Don't stop now. Prove them wrong." And here's the secret. You have that same fire. Every tear, every failure, every disappointment is not just pain. It is energy. It is fuel waiting to be used. But the choice is yours. You can let pain burn you into ashes, or you can let it turn you into a flame that lights the world. Pain is also a test. It asks one question. Are you ready to become strong, or will you give up? Most people fail this test. The moment life hurts, they stop. They say, "It's too much. I can't handle this." And so they walk away, not realizing they were just one step from victory. But those who pass the test understand something different. They know pain is temporary, but strength is forever. They know every struggle is shaping them into someone new. They know that without pain, there is no proof of how much they can handle. Imagine climbing a mountain. The air gets thinner, your legs burn, your body screams, "Stop." That is the test. And if you push through, if you refuse to quit, you discover a power inside you that you never knew existed. Some people meet pain and surrender. Others meet pain and awaken. This is why life gives us challenges, not to destroy us, but to measure us. To see who is willing to rise, who is willing to endure, who is willing to pay the price of becoming strong. And here is the truth. Pain doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't listen to your complaints. It only cares about your decision to stop or to keep moving. Because only those who move through pain find the strength waiting on the other side. Think of Michael Jordan, the man many call the greatest basketball player of all time. Today, everyone remembers his victories, his championships, his fame. But what they often forget is the pain that built him. In high school, Michael Jordan was cut from the basketball team. The coach said he wasn't good enough. Can you imagine the pain of that moment? A young boy with a dream, told he was too weak, too average. Most people would have quit. They would have said, "The coach is right. Maybe I should give up." But not Jordan. He took that pain and turned it into fuel. He practiced harder than anyone else. Every missed shot, every mistake, every doubt from others, it only made him push more. Years later, he became the player who changed the history of the game. Not because life was easy, but because pain became his teacher, his fuel, and his test. Michael Jordan once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. I've failed over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." His story proves the truth. The pain you feel today builds the strength you need tomorrow. Let's talk about Oprah Winfrey, one of the most influential women in the world. Today, she is a billionaire, a media icon, a symbol of strength and success. But her journey began in pain. Oprah was born into deep poverty. She wore dresses made of potato sacks because her family couldn't afford clothes. As a child, she suffered abuse, rejection, and humiliation. By the age of 14, she had already experienced more pain than most people face in a lifetime. Many would have surrendered. Many would have said, "I am broken. I will never escape this." But Oprah decided differently. She used her pain as a weapon. She studied hard. She practiced speaking. She trained her mind to see opportunities where others only saw walls. Every painful memory became fuel to rise higher. When she faced racism and sexism in her career, the pain was familiar, but so was her decision to use it. She refused to stop. She refused to let her past define her. And step by step, she built herself into a voice the world could not ignore. Oprah herself said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." Her pain did not destroy her. It built her. And that is why today she stands as proof that no matter how broken your beginning, your pain can become the foundation of greatness. Pain is a universal language. It does not care about your race, your age, your gender, or your country. It visits everyone. The rich feel it. The poor feel it. The strong feel it. The weak feel it. But here is the secret. Pain itself does not decide your future. What decides your future is how you respond to it. Two people can feel the same pain. One gives up, the other grows stronger. One sees a curse, the other sees a challenge. One says, "Why me?" The other says, "Try me." Think about it. Pain is the only true equalizer in the world. It knocks on every door. The question is, will you treat it as a thief that steals your joy, or as a teacher that builds your strength? History is full of people who turned their pain into power. Leaders who lost everything but refused to break. Artists who suffered but used their pain to create beauty. Inventors who failed hundreds of times until pain taught them how to succeed. The world does not remember those who avoided pain. The world remembers those who used it. Your pain is your passport. It can take you either to misery or to greatness. Think of the mind as a muscle. If you never challenge it, it stays weak. If you never test it, it stays soft. And when life hits hard, it collapses. Pain is the gym for your character. Every difficulty is a weight. Every struggle is a push-up. Every failure is another repetition that makes you stronger. Athletes know this truth. They don't grow by lifting light weights forever. They grow when the weight feels heavy, when their muscles burn, when they want to quit but keep going. That pain is not destroying them. It is shaping them into champions. Life works the same way. When you face rejection, you are lifting the weight of resilience. When you fight fear, you are training the muscle of courage. When you keep going after failure, you are building the muscle of persistence. Most people say, "This hurts. I'll stop." But champions say, "This hurts. Good. I'm growing." The pain of today is the training of tomorrow. And the more you train, the more unbreakable you become. Because when the storms of life arrive, it won't be your comfort that saves you. It will be the strength you built in the gym of pain. Let's talk about Muhammad Ali, the man the world calls the greatest. He was not only a champion in the boxing ring, he was a champion of the human spirit. But his greatness was built on pain. Ali once said, "I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." Every morning, he woke up before sunrise. Every day, he pushed his body until it screamed. The pain of running, the pain of endless punches, the pain of exhaustion, it was his daily companion. Most fighters hated that pain and gave up. Ali embraced it. He saw it not as an enemy, but as the price of becoming the best. And when the lights were on, when the world was watching, when his opponents stepped into the ring, Ali's body carried the strength that pain had built. He floated like a butterfly, he stung like a bee, and he became a symbol of determination for generations. Without pain, there would be no Muhammad Ali. It was the fire of suffering that forged the legend. His story reminds us all. The pain you feel today builds the strength you need tomorrow. And if you quit when it hurts, you also quit the greatness waiting for you. Pain is not just fire. It is also a bridge. On one side of the bridge is the person you are today, with your fears, your doubts, your weaknesses. On the other side of the bridge is the person you dream of becoming, strong, confident, unshakable. But the only way to cross that bridge is to walk through pain. There is no shortcut, no secret door, no easy path. That is why so many people stay the same all their lives. They stand at the start of the bridge, look at the pain ahead, and say, "It's too hard. I'll stay here." And so they never change. But the few who dare to walk forward, who accept the struggle, who keep moving even when it hurts, they reach the other side. And when they look back, they realize something powerful. The pain was not there to block them. It was there to carry them across. Think about it. Without exams, you don't graduate. Without training, you don't win medals. Without mistakes, you don't learn wisdom. Pain is the toll you pay to cross the bridge of transformation. The question is, will you stay on the safe side? Or will you walk through and meet the stronger version of yourself? Your pain is not only about you. It is also about the people who will one day be inspired by your story. Think of it this way. When you survive struggle, you carry proof that survival is possible. When you face fear and win, you give courage to those still hiding in the dark. When you fall and rise again, you show others that falling is not the end. The greatest leaders, heroes, and teachers did not inspire people because life was easy for them. They inspired because life was hard, and they overcame it. A soldier who lost everything but stood tall gives hope to millions. A mother who fought poverty but raised successful children becomes a role model for generations. A young person who battled rejection and built success becomes living evidence that it can be done. Your pain today may feel heavy, but tomorrow it could be someone's reason not to give up. Your scars could become someone else's map to freedom. This is why you must not quit when it hurts. Because your victory will not only save you, it may also save someone who is watching, silently praying for proof that strength is possible. Let's pause and look back at the lessons pain has been teaching us. Pain is not punishment, it is preparation. It is the fire that forges steel. It is the weight that builds muscle. It is the test that separates the weak from the strong. It is the bridge that carries you from who you are to who you can become. Fear, weakness, failure, rejection, they all hurt. But inside each of them is a hidden gift: courage, strength, wisdom, and growth. The poor mindset says, pain means stop. The strong mindset says, pain means go forward. History proves it. Michael Jordan used the pain of rejection to fuel his rise. Oprah Winfrey turned her painful past into power and influence. Muhammad Ali embraced the pain of training to become a legend. And now, pain is standing in front of you. It is asking, will you run like most people? Or will you endure, rise, and discover your strength? Because in the end, it is not comfort that shapes you. It is not luck. It is not easy days. It is pain. And whether it destroys you or builds you depends on your choice. Now you stand at the edge of a decision. You can keep running from pain, hiding from fear, and protecting your weakness. But if you do, nothing will change. Tomorrow will look exactly like today. Or you can choose differently. You can take the pain that life gives you and turn it into your weapon. You can let every tear sharpen your vision. You can let every failure build your courage. You can let every scar remind you of your strength. Remember this, the pain you feel today is not the end. It is the beginning of your transformation. It is the sign that you are alive, that you are growing, that something greater is waiting for you. Don't waste it. Don't run from it. Use it. Because one day, when you look back, you will not regret the nights of struggle. You will not regret the fear, the failures, or the moments you wanted to quit. You will see them for what they truly were, the building blocks of your power. The pain you feel today builds the strength you need tomorrow. And that strength will carry you to the life you were meant to live. If you are ready to rise, if you are ready to use your pain as fuel, then don't wait. Subscribe to StoryVibe English right now. Because your journey to strength begins here, and it begins today.